I forgot to leave space for air when I tied up my tubes. Now there are graves in my nostrils. Life lives here no more. I have wept in sighs and tears that only the ancestors can read. Bittersweet hieroglyphs embroiled on the walls of my deathly spirit. How can the grain bear fruit if its death is met with another death? Zvino, zvatakarimirana kumigano, tichadyei. I forgot that I too shall thirst one day, when I seeded hurt and trauma in the clouds of my skies. Now the raindrops are falling like forsaken tears, pounding the life out of my inner lands. Where shall the children play, if there be any children? I forgot that you was I when I sent guns blazing your way, only for me to feel the gunshots in my womb. I am serving arsenal and nuclear bombs as the daily bread. So how can you, Jerusalem, be my home when my inner lands reek of Hiroshima? Spell that as self-sabotage, because not even serpents can fang themselves in the back. All I have to feast on now are these thorns and thistles.
You know what? I once heard that God became a man and dwelt amongst us. From a covenant with Abraham, he became Abraham's seed. So how do you find yourself in a cursed land where only thorns and thistles grow?
For Adam's sake!
For Adam's sake! Listen, from the words of King Solomon, the wisest king that ever lived, he said, I went by the field of the slothful, the vineyard of a man devoid of understanding, and all it had grown over with thorns and thistles that covered the face thereof.
All over?
All over. And the stone walls had broken down. And men from dust shall return to dust. You have broken down your walls. We, a nation of men, have broken down. Our minds have been locked down. Our freedom has been locked down. Our masks have covered the face thereof. The face of it. Glory. As with unveiled faces, unmasked faces, we behold in the mirror the glory of God. And all of us who look into the mirror of glory and do not do it, we're like a man that looks into the mirror and forgets. Imagine he forgets. Iwe visa mask. Parliamentarian propaganda, preposterous proposals, privatization proposals, preposterous policies, prosperous posterity, deceiving us all to walk on and indulge in the last of planned pandemics, poison panacea, bloated prime times presidential parodies. They despise true authority. Presumptuous party members, pressing, prosaic, pacifist, prostrated propensity. Pandora's coffin. You see, my enemies are completely self-willed and self-loving persons. They revile and despise dignitaries and delegates without tremble. Now, we mustn't forget, God had no pity on the angels when they sinned, but threw them into the deepest, darkest dungeon seamed with gloom. Shall we let ourselves be thrown into a holding until the final judgment of torment? did. There's a generation that is pure in their own eyes. Walking, talking, boasting about warring.
Vanofamba vachiti isu takarwa hondo.
Yet, they've never washed from their filthiness. Vanovaka chokwadi patsumo inoti. Imbwa, yakadzokerazve kunodya marutsi ayo. Nguruve, yakashambadzwa, yakadzokerazve kunoumburuka mumadhaka. Mumatope.
Mumatope. Nemumadhaka. Madhaka haarimirwe. Anomedza zvirimwa zvisati zvatumbuka. Zvino kana goho richimedzwa nezvivi, mweya uchadyei. Tick, tock, tick, tock. My time bomb is ticking, but my ears are not ready for the sound of the trumpet. For far too long, I have plugged my fallopians with sin, and now all I have are rotten ovaries. All I feel in my spirit are empty nests. Spiritual men are pawns posing a threat. But even then, I remember how you planted in Sarah and she gave birth to sands of nations. Clear out the sands in my system that friction your power and your glory, and plant your glory in these dry bones, that they may know that you resurrect that which has died beyond death. Undo the suicidal embroidery in these destructive parts, which I have knit out with my own hands, that they may know that your hand redeems from Pandora's box unto the third heaven. I forgot that there was a power which conquered death when I mourned my spirit for far too long. Tick,
Tick, tock, tick, tock. For the trumpet is about to sound. When we, and all humans running human race, shall cross the finish line and cut the cut ties with this world, and we are come to be face to face with God. And everyone is gonna get called upon. Every farmer, every fisherman, every field, every collector, every husband, every wife is gonna get called upon. Munuwese is gonna get called. Kuva kuma townships, kushika kuma roots. Munuwese is gonna get called upon. Vaya vaishandisa arima blue collar,
kana vaya vaishandisa overalls,
or even vaya vaishandisa arima suits. Everybody is gonna get called upon, where we will all present our fruits.